We are back in Binghamton, New York. Art Ekman, David Bailey, and Davey Coombs anticipating the crowning of a champion in the 250cc series. Jeff Emig is an example of what hard work can accomplish. And, of course, throw in a bit of talent as we get set for our first moto in the 250s, David.
Talent, confidence, patience. He's followed Jeremy around for a long time, and kind of like Stanton, he worked his way up slow, but now that he's here, it doesn't look like he's ready to get rid of that crown anytime soon.
There's really one remarkable story, and that's the only word I know to describe what is happening right now. Doug Henry, coming back from the broken back in '95, was a miracle. But to show up after recovering from 2 broken arms in June to take position at the gate here, that is remarkable.
Nothing really surprises me from Doug Henry anymore, though. The guy's amazing.
Davey Coombs is at the starting line.
Some stuff up. Thanks, guys. I'm down here on the starting line for the start of the first 250 moto. Something really special is about to happen for Jeff Emig. Now, it's been since 1990 that a 250cc national champion has been able to successfully defend his title. That was Jeff Stanton. Jeff Emig is on the verge of doing it right now. He needs 1 point. That amounts to about 20th place finish. All he has to do is basically finish the race. Now, with Ricky Carmichael having already clinched the title for Kawasaki in the 125 class, Jeff will point away in the 250 class. I'd have to say that Kawasaki is starting to look an awful lot like Honda used to.
That's right, Davey. Emig has become so dominant, and that starting line starting to look like the NHRA down there, Art.
Lots of smoke as they rev those wheels up. John Dowd, as you see, our point standings, trying to nail down 2nd place. McGrath trying to hold on to 3rd as we get set for our opening moto. This is history in the making. We'll see who takes off and gets the whole shot. Emig's good at it, but look at there. It's the 4-stroke, number 20, Doug Henry gets the whole shot. It's Bradshaw, Button, and Hughes in good shape. John Dowd is pocketed back around 12th to 13th.
It's a good track for him, though. Don't underestimate him. If he can get a lot of guys picked off in the first lap, he'll still be in contention. Wow, big crash there. It's a bad spot, too. There's so many guys bunched up, trying to jump that double jump. Hard to avoid anything.
It looked like Kevin Klein was the one that went down, actually.
You can't really avoid anything and move to your side. You run into the guy next to you, so you're just sort of forced into whatever happened in front of you. That's what happened there.
Michael Craig kind of cut the course a little bit. We'll have to check on that later.
You know, I said at the top of the show that nothing Henry does really surprises me, but I got to tell you, I'm a little surprised. This makes me think of Bradshaw's comeback at Mount Morris and getting a hole shot. You know, he broke both his arms not long ago, and here he is leading the race. It's unbelievable.
It looks like Krein there. The rider that's down is Henry. Hughes with a battle up front. There's Bradshaw and Button. Emig, he's in a good position being right now, looking for a championship. Ooh, look out.
Wow,
getting a little squirrely.
That's what you call swapping. When that back end starts going one side, then the other, then it starts getting worse. That's what he experienced over the top of that hill. Luckily, it was a slower spot on the racetrack, and because the track's so loamy here, he had a little something to bite into and save it.
Boy, Henry really impressed his teammates coming back in such good shape. His goal really today was to ride the 4-stroke and finish in the top 10 if he possibly could.
Henry's a great example for all the young kids coming up. I mean, look at the kind of fitness that he has. If he didn't have that, his career would probably be over a long time ago.
Here comes Hughes testing the inside, but the big 4-stroke cuts him off. Doug Henry with great power.
Hughes put a lot of pressure on him right now, and that great power is different kind of power than a 250. So the bike works a little bit differently, and the lines maybe just a slight bit different. Also, the way that it comes out of the corners is different. So for Hughes right here, it's a little bit of a challenge to figure out how to get around it.
One thing interesting about this track, I think they've only had 6 250 events in its 17 years of AMA motocross competition history. They had 14 years of 500cc racing. A guy named David Bailey, 2-time winner. You interrupted Brock Glover's string of 3 there.
Yeah, he interrupted mine, though, in '85, won the title. So I had a couple of good rides here, though. I love this track. Real technical, a lot of hills, and you can see the crowds into it. They always were. That's pretty exciting to racing.
Doug Henry being pursued by Ryan Hughes here in the early moments of our first moto of the 250 action. Emig and Dowd starting to move up through the ranks as we take a look at our field summary, but it's Henry and Hughes. All eyes are on them out front.
6 cylinders, 1,520 cc's. You'll go through towns where you'll be the biggest thing that happens all year. The new Valkyrie Tour. America's the boulevard it was born to cruise.
When you buy a new Honda 4Trax 300, 300 4x4, or the rugged Foreman 400, you can see something you just won't see on any other ATV. Your choice of 7.9% APR financing and no down payment. Or a pair of incredible German precision optic Steiner binoculars. Now you can see why Honda ATVs are the best on earth.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila, and I want to show you another great innovation in Craftsman hand tools. It's the Craftsman Quick Wrench, exclusively from Sears. The Quick Wrench is a combination wrench with a unique open-end design that makes it work like a ratchet. An ordinary open-end wrench has to be removed and repositioned after every turn. But the Craftsman Quick Wrench stays in continuous contact, making the job faster and easier. And what about those places where a ratchet and socket won't fit? That's where the Quick Wrench really comes in handy. It's made to reach right into tight spaces, and the ratcheting action gets the job done in no time. The Craftsman Quick Wrench can be used almost anywhere, in the garage, in the yard, and in your home. No toolbox is complete without a Quick Wrench set. And because it's a Craftsman hand tool made in America, it's guaranteed forever.
Call now to order your set of 6 Craftsman Quick Wrenches in standard or metric for only $19.99 plus shipping and handling. Use your Sears card or the credit card and call 1-800-625-9944. Call right now.
It's over 8 feet long from one end to the other. And it makes you look for the farthest distance between 2 points. The new Valkyrie Tour. America's the boulevard it was born to cruise.
AMA Motocross on ESPN2 is being brought to you by Dunlop. Simply the best for your bike. We're back at Binghamton, New York. The battle for first is on. Ryan Hughes to the outside, taking on Doug Henry. Bradshaw's right there, ready for a mistake to happen. Hughes can't quite get around the powerful 4-stroke. Let's check into more of the Doug Henry story. Davey.
Pete, how do you guys keep doing this? How do you keep coming back like this?
Well, I guess anybody that knows Doug Henry, he's never going to give up. And I guess the day Doug gives up is the day he quits motocross.
A courageous story, Doug Henry, number 20 on the Team Yamaha 4-stroke right now, as he's being pursued by Ryan Hughes. And Hughes in good position right now to take the lead. Hughes, our new leader.
Henry didn't hit the face of that plateau as aggressive as he has been. Ryan Hughes jumped the whole thing. It's kind of a dual plateau. You jump all the way over the whole thing. Ryan Hughes went for it, had the inside line too, made the pass look easy.
And Bradshaw is the next challenger for Doug Henry, this time for second place. Bradshaw, number 10 to the outside. That 4-stroke, very powerful uphill, however. Bradshaw trying to get another great race under his belt. His last one was a win at Mount Morris, and what a wonderful last lap victory against Larry Ward that was.
Riding really good right here too, and the sooner he can get around that 4-stroke, the better. Not only does that thing get a little annoying after a while, but boy, what a roost that thing shoots, and Bradshaw's right in the line of it.
You know, before we get too far away from Doug Henry, what a courageous story we've been mentioning throughout the year, but it's one you just don't see in the record books later on.
No, it's something that can't be really measured. It's just inspiring to see somebody break their back. That horrible crash at Budds Creek where he just, I can't even describe how high in the air he was, came down, broke the frame, broke his back, came back from that, then both arms in a cast at Southwick, waving on his teammates.
Probably the most emotional shot we've had all year, crawling over to the side. Here's Greg Albertine, and bad luck for Albertine as he goes down early here in Moto number 1.
It just, it's still just amazing, you know, to think that Henry has just been awaiting his return, training, practicing. No one really knows for sure, other than his teammates, how fast he's been going. He goes out and grabs the whole shot in his first race back. That's pretty neat.
Henry's not letting Ryan Hughes get too far away from him there in first place as Bradshaw pursues once again.
Bradshaw and Hughes, both riders that have, kind of like what I was talking about Ronnie Tishner earlier in the 125 class. This guy's got a lot of talent, capable of winning motos, and they've proven that, but unable to put something together this year, be consistent with it. There goes Bradshaw the same way Hughes did to the inside.
So now it's Hughes, Henry, and Bradshaw battling it out for second place. Larry Ward coming up in third or fourth. Ward looking back at Henry.
Yeah, it's obviously the trouble spot on the racetrack for Henry, and it could be to do with the way that power hits. Maybe he just can't get through there like those two-strokes.
So it's Hughes, Bradshaw, Larry Ward, and Henry with Button after Henry.
I'm glad to see out front Bradshaw and Hughes. They can dice it up a little bit. Bradshaw winning Mount Morris, passing Larry Ward right there in the last lap to steal the overall win away from Ryan Hughes. So now these guys have an opportunity to go back out and duke it out again for the win.
Ryan Hughes with 2 podiums on the year, a second and a third, leading the race. But look at the big names coming up now at 6 through 10. Emig, Dowd, McGrath, Lusk, and LaRocco.
That's a lot of firepower back there. These guys better get a big lead pretty soon, because those guys have the ability to come through the pack, especially Dowd. He's won here before. Very comfortable on this type of a racetrack.
Emig, Dowd to the outside, Emig to the inside, pursuing Jimmy Button, number 18. Button with a good privateer year on that Chaparral Yamaha.
I have a feeling that Dowd and Emig in their battle here are probably going to end up towards the front later on, but right now it's refreshing to see some new faces out front. Bradshaw, Hughes had some bad luck putting it together now, and Henry back up there. It's going to be a great battle.
Emig really on the move right now. We mentioned earlier he needs only a 20th. Button just gets out of his way.
Great line right there. Emig just pitched it sideways in the air, angled the bike to the inside, and made that pass look real easy. That's not that easy to do. Looking over in the air, seeing how far ahead leaders are, very aware of where they are. He wants to make sure he's gaining time the whole time, no matter what.
So Emig has moved up to 5th place. Dowd is in 7th place, number 14. He's looking for the move right now on Jimmy Button. Down to the inside. There's Jeremy McGrath, number 2 on the Team Suzuki.
Just hitching a ride, paying attention to what those guys are doing, watching their lines.
Back in 1st place, here's Bradshaw. Bradshaw and Hughes look at each other as they jump over the jump. Bradshaw, another look back as he takes the lead. Our 3rd leader in about 5 laps.
Bradshaw's ride's really good right now, very aggressive. He came around the outside, jumped that plateau. They really looked at each other. Bradshaw just wanted to make sure he had enough room to move over to the inside, make that pass stick, and Hughes was looking at him like, hey, come on, you're finally leading the race. You stole that win from me in Mount Morris. Don't do it again.
In Washougal, Bradshaw, and look at Hughes. Hughes regains the lead.
Great fight. This crowd is getting a great battle today. The 125 class between Carmichael and Wyndham, they're seeing it again here.
Hughes, Bradshaw, Larry Ward in 3rd. Doug Henry and Jeff Emig rounding out the top 5. We'll be back with more 250 action in a moment.
Are you ready for more action, more danger, more impact? Well, your wait is over. The hottest, most intense, extreme crash impact ever. Crash Impact 2. 70 minutes of explosive, heart-stopping crash action. You have to see to believe. All new crashes from Superbikes, Harley Series, drag racing, stock cars, sprint cars, Supercross, Indy cars, flat track, and more. All jam-packed on 2 tapes for only $19.95. Order now and get absolutely free. The new Extreme Sports Virtual Reality, featuring insane extreme sports from around the world like you've never seen before. You'll get the all-new Crash Impact 2, plus the Extreme Sports Video free. 3 tapes that'll blow you away. Guaranteed or your money back.
To order, call 1-800-903-6996. That's 1-800-903-6996. Or send $19.95 plus $5.95 shipping and handling to the address on your screen.
A 24-hour sports news network. Very nice. For 35 years, I did the sports in 4 minutes. It was like, today in sports, the Jets beat the Colts in the Super Bowl. Thank you, good night. They'd squeeze me in after that jolly fat weather guy. Now you got this channel with breaking news, highlights, scores. You people. You know those weather guys? They might look jolly, but they're very vindictive.
Art Ekman, David Bailey, and Davey Coombs. Moto number 1 of the 250s. Our leader is Hughes, and right behind him is Larry Ward in 2nd, Damon Bradshaw in 3rd, and look at John Dowd who we officially got a notice came from 15th, has now moved up to contend with the leaders.
Early in the race, too. Plenty of time to work his way past these guys. And just watching the battle out front between Henry, Bradshaw, and Hughes, I sure thought they had a pretty good pace going, but not compared to Emig and Dow. These guys definitely got the speed.
For those of you who remember that Emig was in front of Dow, Emig did not go down. Dowd passed him while we were in commercial. And Dowdy now makes another move. He's already up to third.
Well, Bradshaw looked good in the beginning, real aggressive, slipped off just a little bit. I don't know if it's his lines aren't coming together or little mistakes here and there, but either way, it's cost him. Now he's all the way to back and forth.
Dowd won this race back in 1994. If my memory serves me correctly, it was a sweep.
Yes, it was. I mean, he was dominant. Looks like he's heading for that same kind of dominance today.
That was his second victory of the season, and his third career win. Of course, you can't forget that first one. First career win came at Sacramento Hangtown, where he had to ride through a flood.
Yeah, hardly anybody finished that race, and that was his first win, a breakthrough for him, and Doug Henry won the 125 class that day. So the New England guys experienced more rain than the California crew. They came out good there.
Hughes, number 9, still holds on to the lead against Larry Ward, but look at Dowd. He is really on the move.
Different lines, too. Look at that. Squared that corner, stayed out of the roost.
Great three-way battle for first place. Ryan Hughes, he's had hole shots, spectacular crashes, moto wins, double-digit finishes, an up-and-down year.
Just trying to get a win. You know, I've had a really tough year. It's been tough mentally and kind of physically. Done good, done bad, and they have been battling a little setup with the bike, and I think we got it fixed this weekend. And you know, I've been showing I have speed, but just not consistency. I've been falling down, and you know, it's stuff that just happens so quick that, you know, I don't know why it happens. So we've been kind of wondering if it's a back shock kicking me around and stuff like that, and we fix that. So, you know, hopefully this weekend will be a good one, and I can finish off the year with a win and, you know, start next year the way it should have been this year.
He's the kind of guy that'll bounce back, David.
I believe he will, and he rides with a lot of emotion. I've never seen him too angry or discouraged to smile and laugh about things. And you know, he's got a lot of talent, and I just hope that he has a chance before the end of his career to really ride up to and reach his potential.
Look at Dowd. Dowdy moves into second place, getting by Larry Ward. So an incredible run for John Dowd here in a short period of time in our opening moto. You know, Jeff Emig, it's a mere formality to win a championship here in the first moto, but for Dowd, it's opportunity to shine.
Well, Dowd just charges hard no matter what it is, what race, no matter what's going on in the points. He just likes to win, and especially here in New York. He's able to take different lines everywhere. Look at that, bumping Ryan. He's so aggressive. A lot of confidence. When you carve through the pack the way he has this early in the race, boy, everything inside your brain is just saying, you're the fastest. Just take it. Hold it wide open. Everything's working for you. Just keep doing it.
John Dowd, an amazing sense of confidence. They rub again as Dowdy tries to go inside, and Hughes cuts him off.
It doesn't bother Hughes. He's used to scrapping, rubbing plastic, and having all kinds of different colors on his motorcycle when he comes in from the moto. He'll have some blue on there, that's for sure.
Ryan Hughes and John Dowd going at it for first place here in our opening moto. Emig is also making a move up, as you see him on our screen. Dowd has taken the lead away from Ryan Hughes.
Great line. The same line Emig was using. He comes over that double jump up there at the top, aims for that inside, and it's just hard to hold that inside all the way through that sweeper into the, when they finally get to the berm, and when Ryan got there, Dowd was in the way.
Oh, here comes Emig. Emig making the move on Bradshaw.
Boy, on the outside, too. That's just excellent riding ability. Great skill, balance, the ability to get back under power before the guy on the inside of you to make the pass.
Looking so composed while riders around him look like they're on the edge.
Yeah, that's something Ike used to be able to do. It's just, I don't know really how to describe it. It's just, I think it's something that you just have. It's really tough to learn it, but to be able to go out there and not look like you're really using that much effort, but be going a lot faster than everybody else.
David,
really fun to watch.
We've got a lot of time left in this moto, too. Could we see another Emig-Dowd battle?
It's possible. Emig wants to win. He's on a streak. He's got 8 moto wins in a row.
Larry Ward in front of Emig now as they go into the turn. Oh, Hughes! Oh, did you see his neck go back?
I don't know what happened there. He got a little offline, just gassed it too much, completely squared the corner to the inside.
Trying to catch up with Dowd in first place. Let's take another look.
Watch, he's just to the right. He gets a little off balance right there. He grabs a handful of throttle. His helmet hits the front fender almost, and then he cuts completely across the inside of the racetrack, runs into the inside banners. That's the, well, he just already described that. That's the kind of year he's had. He doesn't ever crash normal. It's always something we can replay.
Jeff Emig has won 4 championships, but this could be the very first time that he clinches the title before the final race. We talked with him earlier.
Well, it feels good, you know, to have gained so many points last week at the Washougal race. I really didn't expect to gain 30 points. I was hoping that I could have 75 points, you know, by the end of the first moto here, you know, and I've got 99. So, I mean, you know, whether or not I won it last week or this week, it really doesn't matter. It just, you know, I've won 8 motos in a row, and things have been going really well for, you know, for the team and, you know, me and my mechanic and everybody. So, you know, our strategy is to just go win again.
Simple philosophy.
Yeah, it's on paper. It's not that easy to accomplish, but he's been doing it so far, so I don't think he has any doubts.
He's looking for his 3rd outdoor nationals title. Of course, winning that exciting event against Mike LaRocco in the 125s, where it went right down to the last race.
Wow, a little out of shape right there. Just what's happening is he's the same line as John Dowd. I talked about earlier. Dowd squaring that corner when he was going for the lead. Emig putting himself in a good position to make a pass.
He's got Wardy looking back at him, doesn't he?
Yeah, but coming out of that corner where he got a little out of shape, with Dowd did the same thing, squaring that corner. When you do that, you cross over the main line, and when you do, the front wheel kind of wants to twitch a little bit, and that's what happened.
So John Dowd is our leader, but look out, Jeff Emig is on the move with Ward, Bradshaw, and McGrath in the top 5.
To most people, this is just a uniform. But to me, it's something more. Every time I put it on, it makes me feel better and stronger than I was yesterday. When I'm in this uniform, I know no limits. You gotta see the pride in my mom's eyes, or the way my friends look up to me. But none of that matches the satisfaction I feel inside. That's the pride of being a soldier in the U.S. Army.
Interested in wearing this uniform? Then now is the best time to call this toll-free number, because we've got new incentives that make joining more rewarding than ever. Now you can earn up to $40,000 for college. Or if you have college loans, we'll help you pay back up to $65,000. Or you may qualify for an enlistment bonus of up to $12,000. Ready to wear this uniform? Call now for more information. There's no obligation. Call today. Find out how the Army can
bring out the best of what's inside you.
Be all you can be.
I'm the man. I carry cable. I got my own specialized training methods. 621. Training cord, 2.4 pounds heavier than the game cord. You can't work the orange, game day, and complete. You don't work the black. 2 areas I'm working on today. Coil speed, foot speed.
Cable training, people.
College football on ESPN2.
AMA Motocross on ESPN2 is being brought to you by Suzuki. Your Suzuki dealer has the ride you've been waiting for and the financing to get it. Back in Binghamton, New York, Art Ekman, David Bailey, and Davey Coombs, as John Dowd on the final lap is leading Jeff Emig. Emig just has to hold on, and he has won the 250 National Outdoor Crown for the 2nd consecutive year. There he is, number 1. He'll just hold on to that same plate.
That's a good feeling. I'll never forget the first time I had the number 1 plate, and you can see he's celebrating right now. I was walking the track, and I came back into the pits, and I saw my bike sitting there with a number 1 on it. It's like, wow, that's mine. Pretty amazing. It takes a little while to get used to, but Emig is handling it no problem. Little whip there for the fans. He'll be happy to keep that.
And for John Dowd, of course, the prestige of breaking a string of Emig wins. Emig, 8 straight moto victories, 4 consecutive overalls. Those strings broken by John Dowd, at least one of them, here in the first moto. Emig, you know, knowing him, he could come back and win this thing in the second moto.
I think he's thinking that too. He knows that second in the first moto is almost as good as a win. As Dowd picks it up.
That's right. He takes the checkered flag, coming all the way back from 15th at the start. And Jeff Emig coming across the line right now. Number one is number one once again. You know, image-wise, Emig has come from the only rider to beat Jeremy McGrath during that Supercross season at St. Louis to 4 consecutive 250 Supercross or Motocross titles, plus the Motocross the Nations team crown that he was so significant in performing in the 500s.
Well, apparently beating Jeremy was really a boost of confidence. Jeremy was so dominant, won so many races, his percentage was amazing. Now it's just flip-flop to where Emig is. His percentage is amazing. He's running the #1 plate everywhere. He's got the confidence.
He's carving his own niche.
Yes,
really.
he is. And even after a second in the first moto, he could still pick up the overall win here today.
Here's how they finished in Moto 1. Dowd, Emig, Ward, Bradshaw are top 4. And look at that race, fans. Doug Henry accomplishing his mission, finishing in the top 10. Let's go to Davey.
Hi, John. Congratulations. Good, hard ride there. Looked like you played it smart the whole way through.
Yeah, I really didn't get that good of a start. And the beginning, the first couple, 3-4 laps or whatever, were pretty crazy. You know, those guys kind of running around everywhere. And that's what I was telling myself before the race. I wanted to go out there and just try to pace myself because, you know, 30 minutes is quite a long time to get along. So, you know, that's what I did. I kind of just took it easy and relaxed and, you know, kind of picked my spots. And, you know, luckily them guys up front weren't too far gone, so I was able to, you know, reel them in and catch them.
Well, Jeff Emig clinched the title behind you a second. You think that sets up a showdown, the second moto, no pressure on, everything wide open?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think Jeff's been pretty much giving it his all the way through. I mean, he likes the right race for each race, and but whatever. I'm up for the challenge. I feel good. I like this track, and you know, it's a hometown crowd for me, and I can't wait to get out there.
It's a great job, John.
Thanks a lot.
With Jeff Emig taking the plate, it also means it's the first time ever for Kawasaki to win a Supercross championship and a 250 National in the same year.
All right, champ. Congratulations on another 250cc title.
Yeah, thanks. I was real happy. I was happy that I put in a real good ride that moto. When I was behind, you know, the whole little pack, I knew that it was John behind me, and I made a mistake in the back, and he got by. And you know, so I was just chasing him the whole time, and I couldn't, you know, I just couldn't ever get my rhythm, you know, until we all kind of broke apart there. And I was, you know, I was looking for the win. I was charging after him.
Hey, at one point we saw you trying to duck the big roost that 4-stroke was throwing back at you. Looks like Doug Henry was shelling you.
Yeah, I could not get by him. Like I said, passing Doug on that bike is real hard because it accelerates at different times. But you know, as far as the championship, I'm super happy. You know, for all my sponsors and everybody. You know, you guys have heard those all week, but you know, but I'd like to thank my dad and Lonnie. I'd also like to thank my trainer, John Hall, and everybody, you know, who's a real big part of it, you know, my friends and everybody.
Congratulations on the great season, Jeff.
Thanks.
Hey, next moto, you going to get after JD?
Oh, I sure hope so.
The young man with the infectious smile, outstanding talent, and classy maturity really makes everyone proud to be around him. Who will win Moto 2? It's coming up next.
Right now, Suzuki Quadrunner ATVs come with more than just forward and reverse. They also come with backup. Suzuki is backing up every Quadrunner with a free 4-year extended protection plan. See your Suzuki dealer today. Now you can also get 0 down and 9.9% financing on selected models.
In the world of exercise, nothing is more basic than dumbbells. Nothing is more versatile or more effective. Now Soloflex has improved on dumbbells, making them safer, convenient, and comfortable. Soloflex has been making the finest barbell equipment for 20 years. Now we proudly introduce the best dumbbells ever made.
On sale now. Call now for your free brochure.
What's nice for working mothers here is the new Kids Center. It fosters a family atmosphere.
Today, we're gonna read The Rumble in the Jungle Book.
And when your teacher's the reigning WBA champ, you're gonna listen, which is nice.
I don't care what you're seeing on TV. No biting.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stanton with this week's Honda Riding Tip. Once a rider goes down during a race, you'll often see him give up and coast around the track. Sometimes they'll even pull off and ride back to the pits. That's the wrong thing to do. Never give up during a race. If you crash in the middle of a moto, first make sure you're unhurt. Then get your bike off the track and give it a quick check. Once you're sure the bike is raceable, remount and safely rejoin the race. Take a second, relax, and get back into the rhythm. Then put your head down and go racing. Both motos count, and in a long moto, a racer in shape can come back from a fall and still make podium. You'll never win if you give up. For Honda, I'm Jeff Stanton.
Mechanics working hard earlier, getting the bikes back into shape as we see Jeremy Albrecht working on the champion's bike. Get the hammer out.
Looks like he may be adjusting the preload on the shock spring. They set the ride height like that. It does look a little bit cannibal with a hammer and a punch, but that's how you do it.
Ezra Lusk, he'll be with Team Yamaha. There's Doug Henry now. He's already accomplished what he set out to do, get a top 10 finish in the first race back, and he's decided to sit out the second moto.
Well, he's sitting there with ice on his foot, and nothing really for him to gain in terms of the series. So it's probably wise for him to just take it easy and ease his way back into it.
John Dowd looking for his third win of the year. Jeremy McGrath being advised by Skip Norfolk, looking for his very first victory of the year after placing 5th in that opening moto. And of course, Jeff Emig, I don't think the weight was really on his shoulders in the first moto, but whatever was there is certainly off now, and he can go gunning for the overall victory, and that would be his 5th overall victory in a row if he should accomplish that fact. Of course, John Dowd is going to have something to say about it as we get set to go for moto number 2. Look at that, Dowdy number 14 right next to Emig. Boy, they both get out of there really fast. John Dowd, Jeff Emig. Emig has the inside track, and Emig the whole shot.
That's the way the whole shot works here at Binghamton. You go into the corner, you basically have to slow down. It looks like everybody passed Emig there as they went into the corner, but he controlled the inside, came out smelling like a rose. Bradshaw, another great start.
Bradshaw to the outside. You see Buddy Antonez, number 19. Once again, Jimmy Button, another good start, number 18. Bradshaw with the challenge here early on Jeff Emig. Emig peers over to his right just to check out who is it over there.
Dowd running 5th right now. Larry Ward, another good start. There goes Hughes around the outside. Emig changing colors this moto. Going from the all black to all white.
A freight train of an accident right here. Mark Morris, number 93. None of the top contenders involved as we go out front. Jeff Emig, number 1. And Bradshaw's really giving him a run for his money. 19 in 3rd place is Buddy Antonez. There goes Jeremy McGrath, number 2.
Another so-so start. Definitely not good enough these days for Jeremy. Bradshaw so aggressive in the first moto in the early, first 3 laps. He was really fast. Then he slowly started to drop off the pace a little bit, but he went out and grabbed the lead from Hughes. That's possible he could do that here to Emig. If he stays real close, keeps the pressure on. If Emig doesn't see Dowd over his shoulder, he may just let Bradshaw go for a little bit, fizzle out. That's what he let happen to McCormick at the last race in Washougal.
Well, the way Dowd rides, though, I don't know. You never can give up on John Dowd coming from behind. We'll be back with more action after this. For over 30 years, Cycle News has been the weekly newspaper for motorcycle race fans. Results are official, point standings are current, and race coverage is timely and complete.
Oh, it was a great race, you know. I mean, it was an interesting race. And to win the last race and say, it's something I dreamed of when I was a little kid, is to be a Supercross star. And
Riding impressions, new products, events calendar, classified ads, and more. Cycle News, America's weekly motorcycle newspaper. Call 1-800-325-2925 or visit cyclenews.com on the World Wide Web.
To accomplish everything you need to do on the ground, often you have to spend time in the sky. Now, what you do both places can help you get where you really want to go. Introducing the Delta Sky Miles credit card from American Express, giving you American Express service on the ground and Delta Airlines service in the sky.
You can apply now, right over the phone. Just call 1-800-SKY-MILE.
With the Delta Sky Miles credit card, every dollar you spend gets you a Delta Sky Mile. And when you buy your Delta ticket with it, you gain even faster. You get 1.5 Sky Miles for every dollar you spend. Plus, you receive 5,000 bonus Sky Miles automatically with the card. And when you apply now, you'll benefit from this low introductory rate.
Call 1-800-SKY-MILE and apply now. We can take all the information in just a few minutes.
Call today. The sooner you get the Delta Sky Miles credit card, the sooner you can get someplace you really want to go.
Out of the shadows come 3 incredible motorcycles. Each one takes the look of a custom to a beautiful new place. The new Honda Shadow Spirit 1100, the new Shadow Ace Tourer, and the Shadow American Classic Edition. It's always cooler in the shadows.
This week's Suzuki Flashback. 1986, the 500 National right here in Broome, Tioga, and that's me on the inside, number 6. Grabbing the hole shot, but watch on the far inside. Johnson going down, along with Ron Lachine. Back out front, I held a little lead over Jeff Ward. He kept the pressure on as Johnson continued to work his way up from that first turn crash. And in the final lap, Jeff Ward making a last-ditch effort, putting a lot of pressure on me. There's a rider crashing in the final corner, getting out of the way just in time as we come through. Ward making it close, but I still grabbed the win. The track was in great condition for the first moto, but before the second moto, a downpour left it muddy. Johnson trying to grab the hole shot, drifts wide. I grabbed another hole shot, had clear vision in the mud. Second place battle was between Johnson and Ward. Ward getting the edge, and the moto was cut short due to scoring problems. As Ward worked his way through some riders, on his way to second place, I grabbed the sweep, extending my points lead on Rick Johnson.
Earlier in the telecast, David, you were a 2-time winner on this track, both 84 and 86. It was really a good 500 track.
Love riding this place on the 500. You can see just from this camera shot, the elevation, and this isn't even one of the higher spots, so charging up and down those hills on a 500 is always fun. The jumps weren't quite as big back then. That would have been a little bit more fun.
More fun with those suspensions in those days?
Yeah, I love jump. This jump right here, it was no jump there. It was just a big, rough, choppy sweeper full of rocks. I'd much rather been in the air right there, relaxing.
John Dowdy getting his charge, just moving in front of Buddy Antonez. Dowdy is trying to nail down second in the points and can do that today. He has got nothing but winning on his mind.
Well, right now that's kind of what I'm shooting for. You know, like I said, the title's pretty much slim shot right now, but you know, the least I can do is try to go out and win a couple more races. There's 2 more races left for the season, so you know, last week didn't go very well for me. I had some mechanical problems, so I'd really like to go out and finish off these last 2 races strong.
Dowdy's face just doesn't connotate the aggression and the desire to win that he shows on a bike. Antonez now getting an assault from Larry Ward. Buddy doing a great job in Arena Cross this year, and that series looks like it's going to get a lot of pep. Pace Motorsports buying out the Arena Cross. Mike Kidd will still be managing it, though, so you got the same great leadership out there. Going to be interesting to see how that develops through the next few years. Larry Ward now moving into 4th.
Ryan Hughes next in line. So Antonez is not out of the woods yet. Having a good moto, but when you get a great start, you're running up front. There's a lot of talent. You got to try and hold off. It's usually looking over the past results, Antonez hasn't finished up this high very consistently, so he can just expect to have a lot of challenges from behind.
Uh-oh, something wrong with Mike LaRocco's bike. You're looking down at the front brake area.
Hard to tell. Sometimes
looked like Mike LaRocco Sr. was putting his hands down into the front brake. Mike LaRocco already winning a 500 race here and a 125 race as well. 250 is the only lacking before he gets to the Triple Crown in one track.
Well, it won't be today, that's for sure. Strong ride from the poor start in the first moto and problems in the second moto. So a lot of guys not having a good year. He's one of them.
Antonez starting to feel it from Ryan Hughes now as Rhino starts to put on a little charge. Back in the pits.
Rocco's testing out that front wheel. He's popping a wheelie, to see if that front wheel's still spinning. See if it's spinning free. If it's not, you don't want to get back out there in the racetrack with it sticking a little bit. If he went off a jump and that front wheel stopped in the air, it really messes up the way the bike reacts and you could go down. In fact, Doug DeMocha is the wheelie king. He has a little mechanism that helps that front wheel spin. If it stops spinning, he can still wheelie, but not as good. You don't have as good a control over the bike.
Hughes on the run right now as Davey Coombs makes his way over to the mechanics area. Maybe he can shed some light on the Michael Rocco situation.
Mike, you saw Mike come in. Obviously, there's something stuck in the front wheel. Is the disc bent or something?
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but he bent the front disc. It can't run with it like it is. It's too dangerous.
Well, you guys gave it a heck of an effort to fix it. You had the whole team Suzuki mechanic.
Well, there ain't much you can do with that. I mean, the only thing we can do is put a new one on. You don't have time to do that, so.
Tough break, Mike.
That's part of racing.
Still ahead, a showdown between Dowd and Emig as Dowd in third place is on the move. We'll be right back to Binghamton, New York in a moment.
Are you ready for more action, more danger, more impact? Well, your wait is over. The hottest, most intense, extreme crash impact ever. Crash Impact 2. 70 minutes of explosive, heart-stopping crash action. You have to see to believe. All new crashes from Superbikes, Harley Series, drag racing, stock cars, sprint cars, Supercross, Indy cars, flat track, and more. All jam-packed on 2 tapes for only $19.95. Order now and get absolutely free the new Extreme Sports Virtual Reality featuring insane extreme sports from around the world like you've never seen before. You'll get the all-new Crash Impact 2 plus the Extreme Sports Video free. 3 tapes that'll blow you away. Guaranteed or your money back.
To order, call 1-800-903-6996. That's 1-800-903-6996 or send $19.95 plus $5.95 shipping and handling to the address on your screen.
RPM tonight, Monday through Saturday at 7 and Sunday at 8, only on ESPN2.
Welcome back to Binghamton, New York. We see Jeff Emig, Damon Bradshaw, and John Dowd, our top 3 riders here in the second moto of the 250s.
Bradshaw's riding good, staying with these guys a little longer than he did the first moto, putting a lot of pressure on Emig. Choosing different lines here and there. You can see he's not following. Trying to be creative, make something happen.
Jeff Emig, Damon Bradshaw. Bradshaw to the inside. He's got the corner. Here comes Emig firing back. Bradshaw looks over at him, and Emig recaptures the lead.
Oh, that's classic. That's what happens going up that hill. It's such a long left-hand corner. You think you got the pass made, and then he drifted a little wide and passed right back. Emig, he knew that he didn't have the drive coming up that hill, but he knew that if he backed off just slightly, he'd be able to square off Bradshaw and get him right back, and it worked perfect.
Boy, they almost look like dirt trackers on that turn, sliding out.
That's slick. I mean, it's not exactly an off-camber, but by the lay of the track, the way you're making that constant left-hand corner up over the top of the hill, it kind of becomes one. So the back end tries to get out from under you.
Great shot by our cameraman, and the concentration of Damon Bradshaw looking ahead on the track. John Dowd is right at his rear.
Well, he is a sandwich, too, between 2 of the fastest riders lately. Good experience for him.
Larry Ward holding on to 4th, and Ryan Hughes is still in 5th. You see Albertine in 6th, McGrath in 8th. Michael Craig, who got docked a lap in the first moto, is in the top 10. He got docked a lap because you might remember when he went off the track, they say he improved his position getting back on.
Bradshaw glancing over his shoulder, see who is gaining. I think he knew. I think he's looking to see how much he is gaining and how quick, but he's definitely This is when racing is really fun. When you're Bradshaw and you've had a kind of a up and down season, and then you get to dice it with these guys like this out front, whether you win or not, as long as you're in contention with them and you're in the race, it's really fun.
Yes. Yeah. John Dowd is behind Jeff Emig now, and the race is on. Will it be another Unadilla?
Well, Dowd hopes not. He's had too many of those almost wins. I think he wants to make this one for sure, because if he loses the overall, that'll be a disappointment. That's not fun.
Will it be another Millville? Yeah. We've had some great matchups between these two, but you're right. Dowdy's come off second hand to Jeff Emig.
Now it's his turn. This is his track. This is his country. These people love him here. He's had great races. Emig's already won the title. You got to wonder how willing he is to fight with Dowd. Dowd's going that much faster. Right now, Dowd is the one that's come from off the pace and caught him quick.
Whoa, here he comes. John Dowd on the uphill. Emig has the advantage. Dowdy looks to the inside. He's looking for every opportunity he possibly... Oh, Dowd! He doesn't go down. He gets off. The motor is still running. There you see it there. He only lost one spot. Lucky for John Dowd.
He gets up quick, and that's... okay, here's another look. Going into that corner, he was a little bit too far to the outside. Those huge braking bumps going into that corner. He tried to wheelie, jump over him, but the front wheel landed a little too far to the left off the back side of that berm and just washed out. So a little bit of a gift for Emig now. It seemed like he was going to be passed pretty soon. Also, Bradshaw, he's staying in this race.
He was the right spot at the right time. Let's go to Davey.
We spent so much time talking to you and Brian between motos, Jeremy. We decided to just talk to you at the same time. First of all, what do you think's going on out there?
What do I think's going out there? I think my guys out front. Looks like something happened to Dowd too right now. That was the guy I was worried about, so it's looking a little better. Is he still coming? All right, he's still coming.
Does it make it easier working down here? You and Brian are such good friends.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it makes it a lot more fun while they're out in the back. We can joke around up here and just tell each other our guy's going to beat the other guy. It's kind of fun.
That's one thing about motocross. You lose sight of them when you're in the mechanics area, whereas in Supercross, you can pretty much see the whole track.
Except now they're building the jump so high, it's getting a little bit tougher. Look at the air time they're getting there. Jeez. That's right out of a corner, probably second gear. And then they got to negotiate that other off-camber corner as soon as they land off that. That's a pretty tricky section. There's not that many guys doing it.
Jeff Emig trying to pull away from Damon Bradshaw, number 10 on the Manchester Honda, and number 14, John Dowd, trying to get back into it after slipping out. So it's Emig, Bradshaw, Dowd, Ward, and Albertine, our top 5.
$1-800-COLLECT presents Max Jerome, Private Eye.
When I saw her, my heart started pounding like a heavyweight speed bag until she started calling Collect without dialing 1-800-COLLECT.
You could be saving up to 44% by dialing 1-800-COLLECT, Angel. Let me show you how it's done.
It's so easy. Now let me show you how it's done.
Any Joe will tell you, 1-800-COLLECT is the easy way to save up to 44%.
Genesis, their first new music in 5 years, calling all stations. Includes the hit Congo. Genesis, calling all stations. In stores September 2nd.
Okay, ready for our field trip?
If it's cable in the classroom, it's gonna be awesome. It's like 37 different cable networks with all these cool shows to use in class. There are no commercials, and it makes learning a total adventure.
Cable in the Classroom is a free service of the cable industry. Find out how you can help build your school's video library without leaving home. Look for free information at participating supermarkets, or check the back-to-school issues of Family Circle magazine available now.
Okay, now what do we learn here?
Cable in the Classroom comes home.
We're back and time is running down in our second moto of the 250s. Jeff Emig already crowned a champion after Moto 1. He is leading in Moto 2, but John Dowd has moved back into second place in front of Damon Bradshaw, number 10. What an amazing comeback ride for Dowd. Just as they went by the mechanics area, there was a red cross flag out. We'll have to check in and see. Uh-oh, Brian Berry is down. Brian Berry, John Dowd's mechanic. Evidently, someone must have run into that area. Let's check with Davey.
Okay, guys, a really strange thing right here in the middle of the second 250 moto. A privateer rider came around the outside of the corner near the mechanics area, got way squirrely, hit a couple hay bales, and then he came over and went right into the top mechanics who are all standing together. John Dowd's mechanic, Brian Berry, took the bulk of the hit. Obviously, he's okay, just a little shaken up. Also, Marshall Plum, who's Larry Ward's mechanic, he got hit a little bit. So, real scary moment down here in the pit area, but it looks like everyone's okay.
Well, that's good news, David. I've always wondered, you know, they're so close to the action there, and they're so concentrated on what their rider is doing. Sometimes you just don't see anything else coming. I'll never forget that Supercross in Dallas when Jeremy McGrath darn near ended up in the mechanics area.
Yeah, the Supercrosses are really scary because they're always in what turns out to be kind of a sweeper, and the fastest line is right on their toes.
Meanwhile, the Yamaha crew bands together. There's Ali Seymour giving the pit board to John Dowd, who's now in a battle for the lead with Jeff Emig. Incredible ride by Dowdy.
Yeah, that really pumps you up too when you come through and you know that you got the entire team behind you going, come on, go, everybody. And they've got spotters around the track too on the headset, and they're all waving him on. He knows he can do it. He's caught him, fell down, still caught him again, and Emig has got to be a little nervous right now.
Now this is the difference between Dowd's third win of the season or Emig's fifth straight victory.
Well, you hear these guys a lot lately saying, we got to ride my own race. Well, Emig right now, let me tell you, cannot possibly be riding his own race. All he's thinking about is getting in the way of Dowd, because Dowd is clearly faster.
And of course, this is a wonderful psychological effect for Dowdy should he pass him and finish the season strong. Dowd just turning 32, makes the pass on Emig. Can Emig come back? Look at Dowdy to the outside. Oh, neither one of these riders have anything to lose right now. An amazing ride by John Dowd. He's looking for the sweep. Let's check and see how his mechanic is.
Ron has a scary moment there. You all right?
Yeah, I'm actually all right. I think I got big enough thighs where I just took up the brunt, but it's going to be sore, I'll tell you. I got a big bump there, and it's definitely going to be sore.
Yeah. Hey, while you were laying there, your rider just moved back in the lead. Listen, I know your pit board's broke. Here's part of it. You better get out there, but you got enough left to put a big one on.
He's trying to win for me because of the injury. He wants to make the injury like the insult, whatever it is. He's just trying to be good for me.
All right, well, it's good to see you keep a sense of humor. A real scary moment. Get back to work, Brian.
The guy's got a smile on his face, but he's still got to be in semi-shock.
Well, from the sounds of that interview, he is just a little bit. Couldn't quite make those words come out.
Okay, as the battle out front continues, we check out Larry Ward. Greg Albertine is right behind Ward, who's right behind Bradshaw.
Well, that battle between Albertine and Ward really must have picked up, because Bradshaw was not long ago battling with Emig and John Dowd for the lead. Now he's threatened for that position.
Albie looking for a little prestige out of this after going down in the first moto and placing in 12th. He's coming off a very strong second place performance at Washougal.
Down the big downhill, Larry Ward, good inside line. Bradshaw looking over his shoulder to see if Albie's going to try and do the same thing.
So Larry Ward moving in front of Bradshaw, and here comes Albertine. Bradshaw doing a little ballet.
Yeah, he got sideways there. Albie almost clipped his back tire. He still makes the pass up the inside, so not really sure what happened to Bradshaw, but he was sure fast early. Both motos. This moto a lot longer than the first moto, though. Still in the end, letting guys get by him. And it's hard to say if he just doesn't quite have the speed all the way through the whole moto, or if he could have a little bit of arm pump from racing with those guys early on.
So Ward in third, Albertine in fourth. Ward, of course, putting this third place with the third place in the first moto would make the podium. That would be his third podium of the year. We'll be right back as the race for the checkers continues. Time running down. Dowd is our leader with Emig right there.
What's the right grip feel like? Should you use the same club on every chip shot? The answers are in Golf Digest. No matter how well you play, you'll find tips and advice that will dramatically improve your game. Guaranteed. Want to know where the slot is at the top of your backswing? Or if you're good enough to carry a 4-iron, subscribe to Golf Digest. 12 issues are only $19.77. You'll also get our video. Hit it longer and straighter, free.
Call 800-247-3900. That's 800-247-3900.
When you buy a new Honda 4Trax 300, 300 4x4, or the rugged Foreman 400, you can see something you just won't see on any other ATV. Your choice of 7.9% APR financing and no down payment. Or a pair of incredible German precision optics Steiner binoculars. Now you can see why Honda ATVs are the best on earth.
Stars versus Clash tonight at 10:30. MLS on ESPN2.
AMA Motocross on ESPN2 has been brought to you by Honda Motorcycles, the leaders in on and off-road fun. Honda, come ride with us. Welcome back in the final lap right now. The battle still goes on between Albertine and Ward for third place. That's really the closest battle, as right now John Dowd has started to take an edge on Jeff Emig out in front.
And I wouldn't want to be Larry Ward right now, because if you got Albie back there with a half a lap to go, there's no security. He's going to do whatever it takes to try to make a pass, and an aggressive one too. He's done it before, so Ward's got to ride smart here, not make any mistakes, or he'll lose this position.
One of the big questions right now is Larry Ward going to be back with Honda of Troy? There's a big rumor out there that he might be going to Yamaha to ride the 4-stroke.
Well, they've been trying to get Dow, Henry, guys like that to ride it, and no one has yet. Lusk moving over to Honda, so.
Might be a good career move for Ward.
Yeah, it could be. But Henry has proven that thing is pretty good. Could be a little bit better, and Larry Ward is certainly tall enough to handle that thing.
Ward in third place now, has the edge. As you see, he's starting to pull away a little bit from Greg Albertine on the final lap.
Got just enough cushion. Should be able to relax from here. Dowd, speaking of cushion, with his fist in the air, he's obviously got the lead he needs. What a great ride. Going down and getting back up, regaining his composure, just like Stanton said in the Honda tip.
Exactly. I was just going to bring that up. Dowd just did exactly what Jeff Stanton told all the riders out there and all the young people to do. The checkers. It is a sweep for John Dowd. His third win of the year, his 6th podium. Number 14 comes through in the race. Jeff Emig really put the pressure on him. Larry Ward, Albertine, and Bradshaw rounding out the top 5. But it is Dowdy who breaks the string of Emig's overall wins and will go to the podium on top.
John, another good, solid ride here at Binghamton for your 3rd national win this year. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, man. It feels great. I just, I think everything's been going great here. I'd like to thank Yamaha and my mechanic Brian and Bridgestone, everybody else along the way. I think our bikes are working great, and now I was just kind of out there for the ride today. Everything was working well.
It looked like you're having a little trouble with Antonis there in the beginning. Held you up for a couple laps. Boy, once you cleared him, you went after Bradshaw and Emig. It was a great race.
Yeah, in the beginning I was just trying to kind of settle down, and I usually have a problem getting all nerved up and kind of making more mistakes as I'm trying to go faster. So I figured I'd just kind of try to settle in a little bit for a few laps, and then once I got some lines figured out, then I kind of started charging forward.
Are you aware of what happened to your mechanic Brian out there?
I was just informed, but I think the big question was what was wrong with the bike, or what happened to the bike?
All right, well, John, congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
So John Dowd with all kinds of incentive to come back after this win. The sweep, his 2nd sweep out of the 3 wins this year, but all kinds of incentive for the final race coming up in Delmont, Pennsylvania. Emig has already clinched the crown. Dowd a 2nd place.
Jeff, it looks like you had it for a while there in the second moto, and boy, John Dowd came on fire.
Yeah, I was hoping that my lines were going to take me through that race, you know, and help keep me up front. I had a weird line, and Bradshaw got past me there, and so did Dowd. And I should have known better than to, than to keep taking that line, but I did, and John got by. So, I tried hanging with him, but man, he was really fast through his turns that time, and I just maybe I just wasn't focused enough. But I mean, heck, John's going fast, so I guess second ain't that bad.
Well, congratulations again on the national championship.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm real happy to finally.
Well, a great smile and a great effort from an outstanding young man, Jeff Emig, who has, of course, clinched the title in the first moto. John Dowd nailing down second. Looks like McGrath will have a third-place finish. Will Jeremy McGrath be able to get his only victory of the season for Suzuki in the final race of the season coming up in Delmont next? Art Ekman for David Bailey and Davey Coombs saying thank you for being with us. This has been a production of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.